Bears fans, welcome to the Bears Huddle podcast here on YouTube, guys. Obviously, please give us a sub. Thank you for your phenomenal support, guys. Channel really growing, doing well, bringing you the UK view on all things Chicago Bears. Look, a bit of a reflection on that 24-all tie. No one likes a tie. Who wants a tie? You know what I mean? I once heard something on a program over here. Ted Lasso. I don't know if you guys heard it in the States, but apparently in America, a tie is like kissing your sister. That's minging, man. That's disgusting. Anyway, look, 24-all tie. Look, this video, first of all, the title obviously is more questions than answers. This is not going to be one of those negative videos where we slag off the team, we slag off the coaches, etc., etc. There were a lot of positives from that 24-all tie, as well as obviously some negatives, some downsides there are from any preseason game. And let's not get carried away. It's the first game of pre-season. Let's not get things out of hand. It's the first game of pre-season. You know, there's still 2 more games to go. We obviously didn't play a lot of our starters. No Caleb, no DJ Moore, no Rem Odunze, no Drew Dolman, no Joe Tooney, you know, no Dayo Odeyingbo, no Montez Sweat. Obviously loads of play people missing. Some worrying announcements. Obviously one worrying announcement as well, the Jalen Johnson news. I will talk a little bit about that, Kyler Gordon as well. But let's start off with the positives. Always better to start on the positives. We'll do a bit of positives, bit of negatives, bit of positives, finish on a positive. Always better to finish on a positive than a negative. So what was positive about that game yesterday? Well, I think the biggest positive for me, 2 of the biggest positives actually, were first of all Kyle Monangai. I thought running wise as a running back, I thought Kyle was absolutely phenomenal, absolutely superb. He was like a bowling ball. He was difficult to put down. He ran exceptionally well. Really was a difficult guy to pin down. Did brilliantly, absolutely superbly, running wise. The one downside of Monangai's game, I thought, was his pass protection. His pass pro was not great at all, which obviously does beg the question is, when do you use him? Obviously, you know, that's a first down, second down kind of guy. You don't use him on third down where you're more likely to pass. Obviously third and short, maybe run, but third and longs, you're going to be passing the ball. So with his pass pro not being too great, you know, does that mean Roschon Johnson plays, if he's ever fit? D'Andre Swift, who would you bring in? But you know, you don't really want your lead running back as your prime blocker, which of course begs questions then about possibly bringing back Jamal Williams, obviously who worked out with the Bears the other day. Could that be something that we look at, bringing in Jamal Williams? You know, something that Ben Johnson has done before. He had Jamal Williams and D'Andre Swift with the Lions. But overall, apart from obviously that the pass pro side of it, which I think is something that he needs to develop, we've got to remember this is a 7th round guy. This is a rookie, still learning the game, still developing the game. So yeah, that's something to work on, but still a massive positive was Kyle Monangai overall. I thought Noah Sewell was absolutely excellent as well, tackled. He blew up that goal line play as well for the loss. Fantastic. That was against the Dolphins starters as well, against Tua and the boys. So that was positive, massively positive there, guys. Just going onto the road now. So yeah, Sewell's tackling was good. His run stuffing was good. I suppose the one area that we didn't see Noah Sewell, which has always been a bit of a concern over Newell, is his in coverage. Noah Sewell has always had a bit of an issue with coverage. Now, that's something obviously that maybe if he's the third linebacker and you've got Tremaine Edmonds, you've got TJ Edwards, you don't have to particularly worry about that because those 2 guys will more than make up for that. So that's less of a worry. But Noah Sewell did himself, you know, a real big favour yesterday, showing that perhaps he is the guy to be that third linebacker in the rotation or the base defence, with the departure of Jack Sanborn. The other one obviously is Ruben Hippolyte. I thought he did well yesterday. Second in tackles, some good tackles for a loss, some good run stuffs. Overall, very positive performance. And I'll admit now, Ruben Hippolyte was someone that when he was drafted, I thought he was a reach. I thought he was a practice squad player. I didn't get the pick, but slowly coming round to seeing what Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson saw in Mr. Ruben Hippolyte. He was very, very good as well yesterday. So some really positives there. And I think, you know, the linebacker room, if Dennis Allen, whose defense looked really good yesterday, and Dennis looking really hyped when Noah got that stop as well, was fantastic to see. But, you know, look, overall, if we can get a situation where, you know, with that linebacker depth, you've got obviously Tremaine Edmonds as the lead guy, you've got TJ Edwards, and you've got a rotation of Hippolyte, you've got a rotation in with Noah Sewell. you've probably got enough there to get through the season and not to be a major concern, have to sign anybody. So that's a big positive for the Bears. Overall as well, I thought Ozzy Trapillo was very good when he came into play in the last two drives of the first half and the second half, but he was good, solid enough as that left tackle. You know, there's clearly going to be a battle between him and Braxton Jones over that left tackle. Braxton was not great, I'll be honest with you. He still looks like a guy who is searching for fitness, searching to be ready, getting over that injury. He gave up a sack, gave up pressure. There was a lot of weaknesses in Braxton's game yet again, and that's a concern. Braxton was not great. He's not as bad as a lot of people are making him out to be. I think there is a very much a negative kind of agenda against Braxton Jones. So overall, you know, Braxton wasn't great. Ozzy was solid. Neither of them kind of stood out. That battle goes on now. It's the Bills game next week. So look, for me, Trapillo, Braxton Jones, these two guys will battle it out. Personally, hope Ozzy comes through. I think he looks a good guy. You know, he looked good. He looked really, really good. But obviously Braxton Jones not so good. Concern was with the secondary a little bit. I thought the safeties weren't great that played yesterday. Obviously, you know, we've got Byard and Brisker to come back in, but underneath them, what depth is there? Obviously, there's a lot of talk of Kyler Gordon, but obviously he's injured. So obviously the safety position's a little bit of a concern there. I thought that the cornerbacks, I thought that Tyrique Stevenson was good, solid enough overall, but Nahshon Wright, who has been fantastic with training camp, did not look good. He was caught out a couple of times, was not the player that perhaps we hoped he is. Terrell Smith also did okay, but he went off injured. So is this a situation we're going to be looking for someone to play CB2 behind Tyrique Stevenson? Now you may say, well, Jalen Johnson, hang on, Jalen Johnson. But the post-game, when the assistant GM was speaking to the media and was asked about Jalen Johnson's return date, it was very much a case of not really confirming that he'll be back for week 1. And it sounds a lot like he's going to be out for a lot longer than we thought he was going to be out, which is a concern. You know, going into the Vikings game against Justin Jefferson, you really want Jalen Johnson covering Justin Jefferson, not Tyrique Stevenson. Yeah, I know there's a positive there in the fact that Jordan Addison is out, suspended, but, you know, you've still got Justin Jefferson, and that's a concern. So for me, secondary, a little bit of a concern with no Jalen Johnson. Could be week 3, week 4 before that guy returns. That's not massively positive. That's something that does need to be addressed, I think, and a solution found, a way around that found. I thought Case Keenum did very, very well. Very well. Tyson Bagent was solid enough, 119 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Didn't come in and show what I think we wanted to see from Tyson Bagent. Well, we all wanted to see it, but, you know, particularly the TB17 crowd, the Bagent ballers, the guys who love Tyson Bagent more than Caleb Williams. I don't think Bagent did anything to kind of show that he is realistically a shot at QB1. I thought he was average. I thought Keenum actually outplayed him, to be honest with you. Keenum was better than him. So overall, you know, that's something else as a question. Tyson Bagent didn't really put that to bed, had a chance to put that to bed, didn't do it. So for me, Case Keenum is still in with a big opportunity to be QB2. That QB2 race was certainly not put to bed yesterday in that game at Soldier Field. I've got to say, the crowd were magnificent, absolutely so loud for pre-season, absolutely phenomenal. Well done, guys. Bear down, guys, bear down. You know, there was positives, there was negatives. There was a lot of positives, obviously. Luther Burden played a lot of snaps. However, Luther Burden was kind of used as your wide receiver 6, realistically. You know, he came in after Devin Duvernay, after, you know, he's behind Olamide Zaccheaus, he's behind DJ Moore, he's behind Rome Odunze. So look, overall, you've got a question, where does he come in this thing? You know, I think we've got perhaps to lower our expectations of him this season. Colston Loveland was excellent, though. Colston Loveland was brilliant. I think he played, was it 6 snaps? And then they kind of said, yeah, we've seen enough. This guy's good. Get him out, get him rested. Don't let him get hurt. And him and, you know, Burden are kind of at the same spot. So Burden played a lot more than him. So you've got to kind of raise that question a little bit with Burden. Development needed, improvement needed, steps forward needed from Burden. But overall, he wasn't too bad. He did okay. Look, good performance. The defense looks the real deal. I think that Dennis Allen doing a great job with the D. Offense, obviously, you know, you can't really sort of start to raise those questions over the offense yet because we didn't see the first choice offensive line. Obviously, no Drew Dolman, no Tooney, no Jonah Jackson, no Darnell Wright. Luke Newman did well though, on a positive there. The rookie played right guard and left guard, swing guard. You can get a swing tackle, but a swing guard. Hey, who knows? Trendsetter. But yeah, overall, obviously no Caleb, no DJ Moore, no Rema Dunze, no DeAndre Swift. But yeah, overall, look, it's lots of positives, some negatives, some questions. And even questions that are positive questions rather than just negative questions. People obviously, a lot of time when you say questions, put it to the negative, but it's not always to the negative. But a lot of pleasing things from the Bears in that game. Be interested to see if we use more of the starters next week against the Bills. I think we will. Hopefully less questions. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the Bears Huddle podcast. I've been Owen James. Bear down.